Midmorning Muses. Welcome to Midmorning Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. Well, today we're going to talk about something that makes me curious, sometimes makes me mad, sometimes makes me a bit sad. Did that rhyme? Oh my gosh, it did. It's walking out. Walking out. Walking out of conversations. The inspiration for this, as the thumbnail may suggest, was when Ye last night walked out on Tim Pool. It's a scenario that was just very odd to me because I was sitting there watching it because I wanted to hear what he had to say. He asks Tim a question and then he leaves. I'm like, why is he going? What just happened? Why? And to be honest, he came off as looking very weird, for lack of a better word. If he was someone I know, I would have called him a baby. You're acting like a baby. Oh my gosh. Now, if Tim had started insulting his mother, if he had said something really, really egregious, that would have maybe made sense. If Ye had given an indicator, wow, you're really going into really inappropriate territory and we need to steer away from this. A good example of that would be when Robert Downey Jr. kept continually being asked about his drug abuse in an interview. He kind of answered it's like, I've moved on, blah, blah, blah. And the guy kept doing it and he kept giving him signals. He kept telling him, I want to move. Whoops. There goes my alarm. I want to move away from this. And the dude didn't. So he walked out. That was very appropriate, I thought. But I didn't see any of that. Did any of you see the walkout? Let me know. What did I miss? What did I miss? Because it was weird. And let's look at our chat. It is Timon Flip. Hello, Timon. Thank you for being here. Chris Stant, we love our flowers here at Midmorning Muses, being one. It's good to see one of my cousins and distant ancestors. Timon Flip says, what happened with Timcast? Well, Ye, Milo, and Nick Fuentes were on. And abruptly, Ye just walks out. Apparently, he was pissed off. And I'm like, what did you walk out about? What did I miss? What did I miss? Chrysanthemum's helping us out here. From what I understand, Kanye walked out mid-chat. I don't really follow Timcast, so no. I follow Timcast. I think he puts on a great show. Just like anyone else, you never completely agree with what he says, but he's definitely one who's part of the conversation, and I always watch him. Why, hello there. Hello there, Steve. Good to see you. Good morning and good evening, good afternoon. Actually, I think I've got a lot of people from the future here. Yeah. Hello there. People saying hi to Steve. Sincerely yours. Hello, sincerely yours. Thank you for being here. Welcome to Midmorning Muses. Everyone's saying hello. Look, everyone is so happy. We're happy people here. What just struck me about this was it wasn't appropriate. If you're going to go on a show to be interviewed or even to be part of a round table, you have to be willing to talk, I guess. Oh gosh, no. Steeg says, Tim Pool is soy, probably sits down to pee. When you look at his music video for that romantic song he did, I would completely agree. It was horrible. Horrible. Singing's not that impressive either. Whose is nowadays, though? You don't even need to be a good singer. They just digitally do it. But as far as this particular walkout is concerned, sorry, I'm drinking my coffee. If you don't know the way that this works, I drink a cup of coffee, and then by the end of the cup of coffee, it is over. I'm going to put the question to the chat. Well, when is it appropriate to walk away? I gave a bit of an example with Robert Downey Jr. I think it's also appropriate maybe to walk away if you've been brought in under false pretenses. Like, hey, I want you to interview you about roses. You show up and the family member you've been estranged from 200,000 years that beat your dog shows up. Let's have it out. That ambush. Absolutely, you walk away. I didn't see that. I didn't see that with this last one. As always, with my musings, whatever you want to muse about. What would you like to muse about? Except since this is my show, I will give veto power. I will not walk out on you, though, but I will give veto power. If you did see the interview, please help me out. What did Tim Pool do that was wrong? I have no problem getting mad at Tim, just like anyone. Everyone is open to criticism. This time around, I didn't see it. I think Kanye came off looking very bad. Chrysanth says, I normally leave conversations if I feel myself losing control of my temper, so I don't say anything I'll regret later. Good point. Yes. There's two ways to do that. There's the old, oh man, my mom's texting me. I don't know, something she might want to say. I gotta go. There's that one. Oops, I'm giving away my secrets. If need be, you do say something to the effect of, hey, I need to step away for a bit. Let's continue this conversation at a later time. Steeg says, phone keeps acting up. YouTube stream starts skipping and just spins till I restart the app. Well, screw the friggin' app. You suck. Kanye is becoming the Black Gary Busey. I am not familiar with who that is. If I am sounding incredibly ignorant in saying so, I don't know what to say. Oh gosh. Everybody Google, including me. Gritsan says, I'm not a subtle person trying to say excuse me and leave. Oh, there you are. And then the person probably says, oh, she just needs to go to the bathroom. There's various ways of doing so that can be tactful. However, if you are invited and flown out to do an interview, you've better have a darn good reason to cut it off. Only because you agreed to it. Like, I agreed to do this. There were 90,000 people in the chat. And mid-question, he actually asked Tim a question. And Tim was starting to answer his question and he walked out. To me, he'd also not given any signals. I think that a mature person, gives someone a signal that something's going on. Timon Flip says, I leave when the conversation is going nowhere and the arguments just go in circles. True. I will not enter into discussions that I know beforehand will do so. Like if someone doesn't know what they're talking about, someone says something really stupid, and it's so stupid, it's not even worth a response. Yeah, I just won't even start. So sometimes that's the best way to walk out of a conversation. You don't even begin it. Timon says, "Google Gary Busey, you will understand the comparisons." Steve Kenobi says, "I don't like either of them." Clarify for me, Steve, which two do you not like? I'm gonna make sure I know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm Googling it, Timon. I'm Googling it. Gary Busey. Gary Busey is an actor? That's what's coming up. Oh, there's another one. Here it is. No, William Gary. It says William Gary Busey. Here's the other one. Gary Busey charged with sexual misconduct during Monster Mania convention in New Jersey? Okay. Pool and yay. Yeah. Tim Pool is one I couldn't say I like, but I like his show for the most part. His takes can be asinine, but I believe he's very good at starting a conversation, getting you something to talk about. He's got his thumb on the pulse. Does a lot of clickbait like everyone else. He's a know-it-all, but like everyone else, we were talking about that yesterday on the Musings, talking about narcissists. To a certain degree, you have to be a narcissist to do what they do. Yay, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's off the rails. Timon says, in a TLDR, Gary Busey got so much into drugs in the 80s and 90s that his mind was affected beyond recovery. And maybe there's something about that. Hound 3000 is here. He's woofy woof woof to Miss Martin and everyone. Why, hello. Timon says, now he's crazy to me. Yes. Sincerely yours says, in my humble opinion, Kanye was going through a difficult time mentally. He should not have been invited in the first place. He needs a therapist, not an interview. Yeah. Well, he shouldn't have accepted it. Listen, everyone right now, if this is your job, is trying to get Kanye to sit down with them because it's instant ratings. Look what happened. The interview lasted 25 minutes, but everyone's talking about it today. It's illuminating too. Ye was in an interview situation where he could have really spoken to people. He had 90,000 people right there and people that could ask him questions, and he chose to walk off like a baby. He came off as very childish to me. Ye should not have accepted the invitation if he wasn't willing to go through with it. Everyone's woofy and kissing and stuff. Steve Kenobi says Boosie smashed his head in an accident in the 80s, and he also had cancer in his head later on. Oh my goodness. Well, that's if there's something worth being a little bit nuts about, that'll do it. That'll do it. So Kirsan says, I'm wondering if Fuentes and Milo pressured him into accepting the interview. Yeah. There was even some chatter that it was a setup. The whole thing was a setup, a publicity stunt. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't one of the co-hosts who had gone after them to try to be, hey, come on, let's talk it out, said that Milo and Fuentes were laughing? Gee whiz, with friends like these people have no soul. I'm being very careful using these names because I don't know too much about them, but I know enough about publicity whores, publicity hunters on a large and a small scale. They don't care what they do to hurt people. They don't care if they're making fun of someone. They don't care about using somebody just so long as they get that almighty minute of fame. My gosh. I am pointing the finger of judgment. You hear me? The finger of judgment is pointing at people who do that. And I'll tell you what, I have nothing to do with it anymore. I come across it, I'm done. Absolutely done. It's not funny. It's not kind. It's yucky. Steve says, sounds uh, sounds like YouTubers. Was that what I was thinking about? No, not at all. Well, I guess I'm a hypocrite then. I'm a YouTuber, but so help me. If I ever do that, you all have my personal permission to kick my pedals in the pedal. It's very unkind. Very unkind. No use for that. You do that, I'm done with you. If you bait too, I have no use for bait. LDG Free the Net gives those OMG eyes. Well, I guess you all found out what pisses me off. What really ticks me off. Didn't I say that? I say that I talk about what really ticks me off. That really ticks me off. A streak's firing shot, says Chrysanth. Yes. The chat yesterday was saying something similar about narcissism. Sincerely yours says, I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted 15 more minutes of fame. It is sad, and I'm no Kanye fan. Correct. To a certain degree, I'm not fans of any of them. But you have to comport yourself in a certain way. If when you watch the video, if you wanna watch it the way it went down, I believe Tim comported himself professionally. The others, not so much. They came off looking like idiots. Biggles says, I just got here. I didn't do anything wrong, I swear. Well, we'll see if you walk away. I am innocent. And people are saying hello. Yes. Yeah, I'm talking about walking away. Sometimes you need to walk away. Maybe share some things when you need to walk away. When you have walked away without giving any personal details, especially if it's people we know. Oh gosh, we are all innocent, Biggles, says Hound 3000. Speak for yourself. We do love our animals here, though, at Midmorning Musings. We do indeed. Biggles is saying hi. I've watched the sequence several times. I don't see what Tim did that even came close to warranting him walking away. Not at all. Especially if you're asking a person a question like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And the person starts to answer, and then they just walk out. Is it true that he's even thinking about running for president? Well, he just showed he can't if he can't even stand an interview. I mean, what the hell was that? Steve Kenobi don't like rappers. They deliberately use a term for slow to a grammar to make their lyrics rhyme. They mispronounce words for the same reason. Yes. Well, I know down in Downton Abbey that is definitely a no-no to butcher the English language like that. The queen or the king would be appalled. Timon says, you need to walk away like the U.S. football team in the World Cup. Oh, no, U.S., you suck. You really, really suck. Timon says, also, rap is not music. Rap is rhyme. Biggles says, yeah, those guys are lame, Timon. Well, there you go. You found some agreement about football. Whew. Well done to the Brazil team, Timon. They beat Switzerland yesterday. I believe it was one. Was it 1-0? Was it more than that? I forget. I'm planning to watch the U.S. game today with the family because we can. Let me see. We're up against a. Oh, I've got some things here. Oh, whoops! That's what I said was giving away my walk away. Say, oops, my mom's texting. Most of the time, it really is my mom, though. For anyone that's in here that has had that situation with me, it is my mom. Hound 3000 says, U.S. team walked away. They lost. No, they're going to. No, they've been doing terrible. Haven't even scored one goal. They have to beat Iran to stay in, but at this point, I don't see it happening. Timon says it was 1-0. 1-0. Okay, good job. Biggle says any American male who chooses to play soccer is lame. I won't dignify that with an answer. I'm going to walk away from that. There you go. When when you know someone's deliberately messing with you. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, some of this stuff with Kanye or Ye, gosh darn it, would people please quit changing their names? Maybe it is brain damage. Perhaps he had it in his head that Tim was doing and saying something that he wasn't. It's definitely worth conversation. This is what made me want to talk about this. When do you walk away? The hardest situation where you need to walk away is when you're working, when it's a coworker or at worse, a boss. Gosh, that's hard. You've got to be extra tactful. Because once you invoke, for lack of a better word, HR, oh, it's really hard to repair that relationship. Sometimes, though, they deserve it. Timon Flip says the first seal of the apocalypse will be broken when the U.S. team win a World Cup. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Timon has told us the secret that has plagued humanity since the book of Revelation was published. The first seal. If the U.S. starts to do well in the World Cup, you better get right with God. Timon says, I don't watch any of it. I don't like any of those people. Well, Biggles, shame on you. Shame, shame. I am giving you the finger of judgment. Football is amazing. May you be alone in your own cold corner of the planet hating football. Oh, oops. Mea maxima culpa, Biggles. He was talking about not the World Cup. Oh, I was getting so mad. I was misunderstanding Biggles. Not the World Cup. You mean Tim and Kanye. Yeah. I don't watch Tim as much as I used to. The bringing on of Ian hurt the show a lot for his live show. Sometimes people straw man to say people don't like hearing opposing points of view. That's not the case. There's a big difference between having an opposing point of view and derailing the conversation, making it very frustrating to watch. Something like interesting is happening and it's squashed, and they let him. I don't understand that. It wasn't on last night though. Bagel says Tim and Ye are and lame. What days? They're all late. Listen, when you have the three of those, the three of his guests, my gosh, something was bound to happen. But how how unkind if this was a setup, if they're just parading Kanye about knowing he has difficulty dealing with certain situations. Shame on them. Biggle says, but soccer is lame to me as I misunderstand you're Mr. Nas. Well then, Biggles, you had regained a smidgen of respect and then you threw it away. Genevieve, hello, Genevieve. Hi, everyone. Despite how crazy our world is, I'm grateful that in small things that make me smile, like the snowflakes I find every year. Oh my gosh, you are too good for this earth, Genevieve. Precisely. Yes. And if you haven't seen some of the lovely pictures that Genevieve puts on her Twitter, go follow her. She's great. People are saying hello. Hound 3000 says, be careful what you wish for. The U.S. team may win the next World Cup even if they lose this time. Because we have the home team advantage, Hound? No. What, the U.S. hasn't gotten past the quarterfinals. Dang it. Timon even had a little graphic he made that he showed on my channel in the Football for the Rest of Us. He says, I want nowhere else. You see, I'm going to walk away from that comment. When is it appropriate to walk away? That's what we're talking about today. And also, please share with me if I'm missing something. I didn't. Tim did nothing wrong. You won't find a situation too much where I will defend him, but there it is. He did nothing wrong. I couldn't see it. And if Ye can't handle interviews, he shouldn't go on them. It's as simple as that. I don't do things I don't want to do. The dude, how much money does this man have? I swear, if I had that man's money, I would go and I would buy an island out by Snortopupus, Cooper, in an iceberg, and I would just say, screw the world. That's what I would do if I had all that money. Genevieve says, I end up finding a group of snowflakes that is shaped as a heart. Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. Timon says, need some, Hound 3000. The good American football player is yet to be born. Hey, you don't win the World Cup with good players. Yeah, you need great players. Correct. That's where we see the World Cup, where you have countries, folks are all, they're not going to do any good. And suddenly they do really good. Well, why do they do good? Because they got awesome players. They may be playing in the Premier League or for, I don't know, that, I forget how to say the French. I think it's also called Premier, isn't it, in French? But it's Premier. But when during the World Cup, they play for their home countries and they kick people's asses. One of the reasons I also love the World Cup. Steve says, build big catapult, place it by the Grand Canyon, use them as ammo, fire the ammo into the Grand Canyon. Clout this, effers. I have this image of all of them being. That's terrible. That's a little harsh. That's a little harsh. Oh, you know what? Biggles. Boo. Boo. Timon Flip says Canada has a better football team this year than the U.S. I know that's pretty sad, isn't it? I'm going to blame Canada. Steek says the U.S. has produced a lot of great goalkeepers. See, there you are. Those goalkeepers, holy, those goalies. Will you see them? They're like Superman. Freaking Superman. Hound 3000 says, need good teamwork too. Messi is a great player, but the Argentine team is not consistent in the current World Cup. Yeah, man, they lost to Saudi Arabia. Timon tagged me in a clip of their coach or manager, whatever they call him in football. I'm still a normie, sorry. just balling them out within an inch of their lives, and they should. They should. What was he saying? This is the World Cup. It's like, yeah, this is the World Cup, dummies. Get out there and play. Hey, though, this had been brought to my attention. That one goal that dude did, was it Brazil? Where I don't know if that's what they call a bicycle kick or a half bicycle kick or whatever the heck he did for that goal. That was amazing. Hello, rolling chair. Hello, rolling chair. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Or rolling chairs, rather. I like rolling chairs. They're loads of fun. You can have a lot of fun with them. Philip Dimick says, I'm just glad US close crushed Wales 1-1. Oh, hardy har har. Hey, I like Wales. Wales is awesome. Hound 3000 says, need some hugs. That's why I said players, indeed, you need a strong teamwork. Ah, okay. Steve Kenobi says, Argentinian coach screamed, oh gosh, no, Steve, no. 999. Ouch. You guys are mean. Genevieve says, I have to go. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe out there, everyone. Yes, thank you, Genevieve, and have a blessed Advent. I love your beautiful things and your little beautiful videos you make. They're gorgeous. Timon says, that's a volley kick. Okay. Rolling Chair says the name is Rolling Chairs, but my friends call me Wheelchair. Interesting. Oh gosh, everyone's laughing. Everyone's laughing. You guys are terrible. You people are horrible people. I am giving you the finger of judgment. Well, since we are in football, actually, let me send a Steve Gums, check your inbox. Let me see. Because I don't know shite about football. I am a total normie. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I know enough to love watching football. I enjoy football. I enjoy the World Cup. Do I know anything that's going on? Oh, hell no. A lot of the details. I think once I called it an umbrella kick, which was really bad. Really bad. Rolling chairs. Finger of shame. Yes, you have the finger of shame. Netherlands and Senegal got into the next phase. Uh-huh. Yeah, the orange did it. Steek comes in half bicycle kick volley. Since he didn't jump up, it wasn't a true bicycle kick. There you go. You see, that's what I didn't know. Thank you. It was amazing though, and he kind of like kicked it up in the air before he did it as well. Unless that's what you're supposed to do, and I just sounded ignorant. Beautiful stuff. I wish I could show this. I am terrified of showing anything about the World Cup because they will come down hard on you with sports and hard. And I don't know what will or won't. I don't want to screw around with it at all. But if you haven't seen it, go ahead and look it up. Qatar and Ecuador are out. Oh, well, there you go. They suck. Well, Qatar only got in because they paid for it. Ecuador, well, do Ecuador usually do well? I don't know. I know some people from Ecuador. They really love their football. Biggle says it could be worse, and you could hate the sport that you only refer to it as soccer. True. Rolling Terror says, except I played in kindergarten. I was on Team Blue. Yay! I actually love watching kindergarten. The most live football I've seen has been kindergarten because of my clientele. I go watch their matches. It is so daggone cute. So adorable. And it can get intense, those little guys and gals. 100% says Timon. Chrisanne says, I've heard they've been really hard on copyright. Yes. I remember Lyndon got hurt really bad on that. He wasn't allowed to live stream for 3 months, and he didn't even really show anything. It was ridiculous. Biggle says, "I got banished from kindergarten talk soccer, too violent." I'm starting to see a theme with you, Biggles. You left theater, you left soccer. Did you ever actually play baseball or you just love baseball? Let me know. Let me know. Timon says, in 2 hours, we'll have Iran versus USA. Correct. And I will be going over to the relatives to watch it live, as good Americans should, I suppose. The good news is my family will still watch even after US gets out. Oh, we have a correction. We have a live correction. Ecuador aren't out. They can slip past Senegal on points in the last round. They can get it on points. Biggle says, I was a top rated catcher in Little League. There you are. I knew it was something like that. I knew it was something like that. And for those of you that are popping in, please, feel free to chime in on, well, anything that you would like to muse about. This is an open discussion. My musings are with me having veto power because I will walk away from certain conversations. We started this out as our main topic, walking away, using Ye and Tim Pool's situation last night as examples. When is it okay to walk away? When is it not okay to walk away? I fall on the opinion Ye should not have walked away. It was not a time to walk away. Zekra, hello. Howdy, y'all. Thank you for being here. Always good to see you. Rolling Chair says, Biggles is the athlete we all strive to be. A hero in Little League. Timon says, Kenobi, this is the last round. No more games for Ecuador. Oh, well. Sincerely yours says, back in the olden days, we called soccer kickball. Sort of? But wasn't... I'm not trying to be contrary, but kickball is like soccer, but with your feet. Steek says, fun how the African teams don't kneel, but England and the U.S. kneel like... Why do you make... You certainly have a way with words, and I'm careful about saying it out loud. Fun how the African teams don't kneel, but England and the U.S. kneel like all mouth prostitutes. Point made. Yeah, the African teams don't. Who maybe have some very good reason to. Actually. Timon says, Germany too. Oh, has Germany been doing that? For crying out loud. Rolling chairs. I'm a young conservative. I think Kanye is a little crazy. Yes. He's not the hero we want, need, desire. In my humble opinion, the reason why conservatives will go a little crazy over someone like Kanye, crazy in trying to make a hero out of him, because we don't have a lot in the popular culture. Not at all. So when it happens, we're like, oh my gosh. On the other side, there's so many celebrities, at least maybe who fake it. We know that's a fact as well, that you want to get ahead, you got to pretend you're of a certain persuasion. So they can pick and choose. One of them goes BS crazy. It's all right. They've got 50 more. Crescent says, I thought kickball was just baseball with your feet or I was playing the wrong grade. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Crescent. Mm-hmm. Timon says, kickball is a more acceptable word than the S word. So Timon is okay with us calling it kickball, the S word. Biggle says, I was a 3-sport athlete with scholarships, curse tearing my MCL. Oh my gosh. Well, that's terrible. I don't want to sound really ignorant and ask what the MCL is. I'm sure it's muscle. I don't know. I am not an anatomist. Hound 3000 says maybe they like to be spanked. Talking to Steve. Oh my gosh. Sincerely Yours says, well, there was a ball and kids kicked it with their foot. Ergo football, ergo soccer. I appreciate your logic. Biggle says, I love kickball. It is like baseball, but I can kick something. Well, then you see, you should be in friggin'. Rolling Chair says, he's crazy, but also entertaining. Many conservatives will latch on to anyone who joins their side. Correct. Biggles Met says it's part of your knee. Oh, I see. See, I told you, I am not an anatomist. I don't even know if anatomist is a word. Would it be biologist? Yeah. Well, that does suck because once your knee is messed up, you're messed up. May I ask, assuming one was baseball, what's the other two? Let me know. Kanye, or Ye, whatever you want to call him. What if he changes his name again? Oh my gosh. He comes off to me as being a narcissist. But of course he is. People like that almost have to be narcissists. That goes back to our conversation. I was going to do this morning when I decided to muse about sociopaths, because I've done psychopaths, I've done narcissists, and rounded out with sociopaths, but then this happened. Yes, part of your knee. Okay. Oh, thank you. Rolling Chair says, well, how's your day been, Miss Smart Muses? Well, so far it's been fine. I frankly just woke up, got myself a cup of coffee, and was looking at Crowder talking about the situation. Tim Pool has done a separate video responding. I haven't had a chance to look at it. It just got the wheels in my head turning, as Gaston says. Total narcissist, but perhaps psychopath. Let's see. What am I having? I think Snickers coffee was what? No. It wasn't Snickers. It was peppermint coffee. Peppermint ice cream flavored coffee. Whatever that means. Biggle says, football, the American style, actually did track instead of baseball in high school. Pretty girls and all. Wrestling. Oh yeah, chicks like the football players. Wrestling. Oh, well, you can still do wrestling. Yes. Okay, you heard it here first. Biggles will kick someone's ass for you. Rolling Chair said, nice. I just got out of anthropology class now. I'm eating Chipotle. Anthropology. I am an anthropologist. I actually have a certification in anthropology. More on the social side. Oh, well, looks like we have a guest. It is all the way from the future, and a northern hemisphere, the one, the only, the Viking himself, Steve Kenobi.
Hello.
Hello there. How's the future?
I don't really know. I just woke up.
Oh, okay. So we could have had the first horse of the apocalypse with America moving on to the next round in football.
I don't think horse have anything to do with the apocalypse, though. Otherwise, Paris Hilton would be would been there already, right?
Oh my gosh. HORSE, but I think you know that. Did Miss Martin Muses pull a Kanye? Did I pull a Kanye? What'd I do? Hound 3000 says, well, good night, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Got to go to sleep. Okay, thank you very much. I forgot you're from the future too. I love mint. Can't get any mint syrup around here, says Timon. Oh my gosh, what did I miss? Have I tried Wendy's peppermint frosty? Oh yes, Steve. In around Christmas time, we have a peppermint frosty at Wendy's. What do you think about that?
I don't know what Wendy's is.
Mm-hmm.
But someone's giving Wendy a frosting for Christmas?
No. Okay, Wendy's has a burger joint, and frosty is very similar to a shake. It usually has some chocolate in it too. That's why he's saying I love mint. You can't get any mint syrup around here. Well, send some down to Brazil for our Timon. Oh yeah, and goodbye. If I didn't say goodbye, Hound, I'm saying goodbye now. Thank you. Everyone say goodbye. Beagle says I do BJJ instead of wrestling now and train MMA now. I am less violent now, so I only fight in sparring matches. No beating up people for me anymore. Oh, well, that sucks. Hello, Sultan Al Fahim. Thank you for being here. And let me see.
Question: what do you put the mint syrup in?
Oh, well, Timon, what do you put it in? And he goes, blowjob jobs. Oh my gosh. I, of course, well, you can put mint
It's
syrup.
not it's Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
That's what BJJ is. It has nothing to do with blowjobs, unless you're creative with the moves.
Oh my god. Timon says we don't abbreviate things here. Ooh, well. Okay. Oh, he says it bidget. Okay, you were right. You were. Oh my gosh. Okay, Timon is answering. I was going to say ice cream too. He says you put it in chocolate, coffee, and ice cream.
Barbarism.
Don't knock it till you've tried it. Dirty thoughts. Oh yes. Everyone has dirty thoughts. We got a lot of dirty thoughts here. Well, Steve, you were the one who brought to my attention the gosh, I almost said it again. The bicycle kick, but we learned it's a bicycle half volley kick or half bicycle kick.
A full-on bicycle kick is when you jump up and and then do the kick.
Okay, and you've done those before, right?
Yeah, I can still do them, but I just land faster now. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I'm having a feud with gravity.
Yes. And you played striker, or that was you or you still are a striker. You haven't stopped, right?
Well, I only play with friends now, so it's just I'm there. But I used to play as a center forward striker. Yeah.
Oh, you see, that's the kind of stuff I don't know.
I was shit at everything else. Well, I was okay as a goalkeeper actually, but well.
Oh, okay. Chrisanne says, I love mint. Oh, check this out, Steve. I actually put mint creamer in spiced tea. Yum.
Okay. So this isn't a confession stream, sir. You're not supposed to list up your sins.
Yeah, I forgot it's Sir Stieg instead of Stieg Kenobi. Timon says the only mint we have here are used in teas and candy. Okay, well, you would accept it in candy, Stieg.
Yeah, if it's after 8. Have you had that?
Yes, after 8 mints, those are great. They had those in Ireland.
Oh, I have some recipes involving that.
Ooh, that would be good. Philip A. Dimick, thank you for being here. I put mint syrup or creme de menthe on vanilla ice cream. Yes, I have done that in the past. Creme de menthe is good. Creme de menthe is a liqueur. Oh, everyone's saying sounds yummy. Uh-oh. Yeah, I thought this was true too. Stieg, it's ma'am.
I'll call you ma'am if you behave like a lady and not put crap like that in your tea.
Oh, ouch.
Scolded, madam. Scolded for your sins.
Yeah, he scolds me, but I keep telling him it's not. He can't prove it by scripture or tradition that it's a sin to do any of that with your tea or your coffee. Sultan Afim says my sins are a long list. Well, that's okay. That would be interesting, wouldn't it, seek to do a confession stream, but it would probably also be slightly wrong.
Don't.
Yeah.
I see people use Twitter as their confession-ish diary.
It's cringe.
Not a good thing because the internet is forever.
That's true. Chrisanne says, ouch, I need to put some burn cream on.
Yeah, but just don't put the burn cream in the tea, madam.
Well, you got Madam out of it. You got Madam out of it. No. Well, and people would just make up things anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of those tweets where people go, I was at a restaurant and this thing that proves my political view it just happened. A lot of stuff like that happens on at restaurants, I've noticed. I think they're making it up.
Yeah. Or I was having a conversation with a friend. It's like, mm-hmm. And then it
Mm,
usually goes how they own them.
yeah. Then a week later they complain about not having friends.
Biggles, I am pointing the finger of judgment. You say, I think it's the sixth commandment, thou shalt not murder. It is murder to the food. The sixth commandment is adultery. But then you did say, I think. So I will.
Well, they did same the same point applies. It's fucking up the food.
Yes. It's murder to the food. Yes. Though to be fair, I think that maybe some people number the commandments differently. So I won't completely have the finger of judgment there. Just halfway. Shimon says, if Brazil goes to the final, we should do something. Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. We will. We will. We'll do like a pre-World Cup final stream. You heard it here first. So if you want to have another football stream featuring Timon, root for Brazil. If you don't, root for someone else. Now, no, Timon was great. He came with graphics, Steve, especially with the off. Yeah, Biggle says some put 1 and 2 together and it throws me off. Yes. The not Catholics do. Yes. I am a failure as a good Catholic.
I haven't even tried.
Yeah, but you know more than most Catholics, anyways.
I don't know about that.
You have knowledge at least.
Yeah, I try to figure out what I'm getting into before signing up.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. Oh, Timon is laughing. Oh, Timon thought it was funny. Okay. It was a good pun. I mean, it was a good pun. I mean, gosh, you guys are terrible. Ay, 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 ay. No, I think actually what happens sometimes, when I get on a stream and people sub, and I definitely appreciate that for sure. It's always good to, get a little bit of a bump, and then they're realizing, oh, well, I've listened to some of the stuff, and all this, it's just not my cup of tea, and so they just unsub. It happens.
I had a bump the other day.
Oh,
I stole more cartoons and uploaded them to my channel and got away with it. So I got a couple of more subs. I'm now at 650.
dang it! And you don't even really try.
No, I'm never gonna try.
Yeah.
But it's people like the cartoons though.
Yeah.
And
No, the
stupid the commercials I put up and stuff.
Yeah. They're pretty disturbing, some of those commercials.
I think they're funny.
Yeah. What was the one that Nina didn't like? Was it the cat one with the cat in the?
Yeah, probably the cat. Cat gets decapitated.
Yeah, that one was disturbing. I forget when it was even advertising. Oh gosh, Biggle said had a bump the other day. Stieg is doing cocaine. Is that what? I don't know all the drug terms. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought you were doing a line of. Well, now I got to look it up. Sultanov Fame says I don't think they have the rights for that. Okay. Timon says we need another list, Stieg. Oh yeah. Oh, it's your fault. You said you have 650 now.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired of them.
Okay. You haven't done one in a year or so.
Yeah.
Well, okay then. It's it is both. Okay. Well, Biggles, I guess you know all about doing cocaine. I've seen the way that no, I'm teasing you. Just mention Snow White to him and he loses his shit. Um, let's see. I love Philip A. Demick says I love to laugh at the 50s and 60s commercials. Oh yeah, those are hysterical, especially the housewife ones. Housewives never looked that good. I I do housework all the time. You don't want to be putting on high heels and stuff when you're doing that in your best dress. Steve ones though, they're rated X. One of the weirdest ones was the one with the guy who was accidentally starting to sext with his mother.
No, it was his. Wasn't it his sister?
Oh, his sister. That's what. Oh, even. Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah, something like that.
yes. Okay. So if you want to see some really, really sick.
Well, it's made for humor though.
Oh
It's
yeah.
not made to be sick. It's just banned commercials basically.
Yeah.
They have been shown on TV.
Yeah. There you have it. Timon says, I miss the beer commercials with hot ladies. Oh, yeah, because they don't want to cater to the male gaze. I have no problem with hot ladies or hot men.
Speaking of people who do housework in high heels, Matt Wilkins is in the chat.
Oh! Welcome. When is Steve walking out on this stream?
Now, I actually consider that to pop on for 5 minutes and then vanish,
Oh,
just given the topic.
yeah, walking out. Yeah, we're talking about walking out. When's it appropriate to walk out? Also, if people know any more details about the walking out last night, it was ridiculous, Steve. It was ridiculous. He didn't do anything. Tim did nothing wrong. So he came off as a big baby, Kanye did. Just a big baby.
I slept through it. Didn't know.
Yeah. Well, I tuned in because, well, not just because Ye was on, but also Milo and Fuentes. It was a great clickbait stream.
Oh.
Like, I was expecting some Jerry Springer, and
You kind of got it?
kind of got it, but it's like Jerry Springer without anything happening yet. Like, they're all sitting around having a cup of tea discussing the weather, and next, he walks out in a huff. It's ridiculous.
Well, someone probably put mint in the tea.
Oh gosh. Okay. Biggle says, my college days, my friends did a lot of cocaine. Okay, I know what that means. Your friends, your friend, wink, wink, did a lot of cocaine. I avoided it, but it was all around. Oh.
Yeah, I had a few friends that did pills of sorts, but mostly they smoked a lot of hash. I don't think they do it anymore though. They just did it for a few years, so I guess it was like a phase.
Yeah. Oh.
I tried it though, but it had no effect because I can't smoke. I'm not a smoker, so I just coughed it up.
Well, you heard it here first. Stig is a cougher.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now they have them like in edibles and stuff. That's so stupid. I never did drugs. Never. I've only seen a joint once. I was at a poker party and this guy lights up a joint. And I was like, and I got out of there because of my profession. I can't be around drugs. So that's the only time I've seen it. I've smelt it before.
Isn't Kamala Harris Joint Chief of Staff? So she kind of has to.
Yeah. She made better probably if she quit doing it. Timon says, now beer commercials are not as fun as watching paint dry. Oh, well. Yeah. Sultan of Fame says, Ye is a bit too childish. How can he even handle a political bait? Yeah. He's a big baby. Never drank alcohol. Oh, well, there you go.
Smart move.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Matt Wilkins says my twins overdosed on M&Ms once. Took over an hour to calm them down from the sugar rush. Hey, your twins are awesome. It was about this time last year, Steve, that we were on the stream with Matt and doing the Christmas movies. And Matt, one of Matt's twins, totally laid the finger and the voice of judgment upon Steve.
Yes, it was almost as if someone were speaking through her. I remember that incident. He hasn't had me on his channel since then. So I think it was like the twin made a statement and off I went.
The twins are his manager. Well, the new twins definitely are. It was on my stream though, Steve.
Yeah, maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah. Timon says, I never did drugs either. I barely drink at all. Yeah. Never. Matt says, I need you both back on soon. Oh, well, hell.
Well, he's correcting himself further down.
Oh, correction. I need Teresa back on.
Well, that's not a bad thing, though, because at least I would get to keep my dignity.
Ooh.
Take that, Mr. Wilkins, sir, with your M&Ms.
Philip says one of my favorite South Park episodes, and they gave the kids coffee. Oh, what a nightmare. Timon, burn. Beagle says 3 weeks ago, I crashed right after work. All the sugar went bye-bye, but at lunch I was jumping off the walls. Well, I'm so glad I missed that because that sounds like a nightmare. Yeah, people are laughing. Wow, you guys are terrible. Terrible. Well, it was through Steve that I found you, Matt, because Steve was on your...
I do apologize for that.
Oh, for the burn?
No, for being the cause of your Wilkins exposure.
Oh.
You know?
That's how I found him?
Yeah, it was negligence on my part.
Yeah, how dare you, sir? How dare you? Yeah, he has the luckiest twins alive because they were the second set of twins born on the second month on the 22nd year of 2000. Burn back. Okay. I had like 30 Jolly Ranchers.
Wasn't it 2022?
Yeah, the 22nd year of 2000.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a bunch of twos.
Yep. Burn back. You know what? That is bad for your teeth. It's bad for you. Bad. Don't have 30 Jolly Ranchers. Well, with the match today, Steve, I don't know a lot about the Iranian football team. Are they any good? Do they suck?
They're basically good in their area of the world, you know? Mm-hmm. But they're not, terrible either. You know?
Okay, so they could probably kick America's ass today?
That would be hilarious.
Well, talk about motivation. When the stupid American website took off the symbol for Islam from their flag or something, it's like, hey, you piss off people about their God, they're gonna, especially over there, they're gonna come after you.
Well, that's like removing the cross from the Norwegian flag.
Yeah,
or something like that. You don't edit other nations' flags.
Precisely.
That's unseemly as heck, even if you don't like the country.
Yeah.
They should stick to putting rainbows on their own flag.
Good point. Obviously they don't respect any flag, including their own.
Yeah, it's like someone involved with the U.S. Football, Federation has gotten a box of crayons and wants to make do, with them.
Exactly. To make a point. I'll show you a point, you Egypts. Oh, good. Look, Matt had some sleep. The little twin slept through the night Sunday, first night's rest I've had in months. Yay. He's a Mr. Mom. We appreciate that.
Oh, Wilkins, I just started reading the Young Jedi Knights series for the first time. And
And what
so
did you
far,
think of it?
I'm one book in, giving it a 7 out of 10, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah,
So I'm hoping for more of the same.
yeah. And he's using the European scale, so that's better than what it would be on an American scale.
I think I have the first 11, and then I'm missing a book, and then I have the next one, and then I'm missing two.
Yeah,
So I need to get the missing ones so I can read the whole thing. But for now,
yeah.
though, I have 11 books to read.
Perfect. Yeah, they're good. I hunt around in different thrift shops to try to help complete the Stig's collection. It's fun. I'm still hunting around for Dragonlance books and Dritz books.
I think uh, I think Wilkins would enjoy Dragonlance because it has the same long timeline as Star Wars does, and the same respect for continuity.
Mm-hmm. So far,
Oh yeah, it's being rebooted right now, so avoid the
and
new stuff.
yeah, it's just too bad. I think that the ones that Margaret Weiss and Hickman are doing this trilogy, that they're going to be done then, right? They're not going to bother.
I think they got conned a bit.
Hmm. They were told one thing, and
Yeah, I mean they had to find out on Twitter that they're rebooting Dragonlance. I mean the creators of Dragonlance uh, had to find out on Twitter that
yeah,
the franchise is being basically rebooted while they were writing a Dragonlance book for Wizards of the Coast. So it's not like they didn't have access to conversations with them. They just
no,
didn't give a shit.
nope, no respect. But look, Matt's saying something nice. Nice steak. Pretty sure you'll enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, "Wait, have I already said? Maybe I already said it." Matt says, "I hear good things about Dragonlance. I do need to check it out."
Yes. And like Star Wars, start with the first two trilogies,
Mm-hmm.
and everything branches out from them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Matt. I did that over the summer. I did the first two trilogies. They were so damn good. I couldn't put them down. Um, hey, Biggles finally says something cool. Fuck Wizards of the Coast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even the guy who wrote the Spelljammer thing,
Mm-hmm.
he found out the same way
Mm-hmm.
that they're rebooting it with the new rules, and they're doing new books and stuff. He found out on Twitter too.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah.
they didn't ask for the creators' input whatsoever, and didn't even bother telling him.
Mm, I know the bastards. Matt Wilkins says, "Wow, that sucks about the reboot without creator input." Yeah.
Hmm. Kind of like Disney Star Wars,
Yeah.
almost identical. They just got rid of George, right?
Well, and kind of lied to him. They led him to believe that once he sold it, they were going to be respectful. They were going to use the material, and then after the ink was barely dry on the contract, when they're like, "Ha ha, fooled you."
Yeah.
Bastardos. Oh, Matt Wilkins says, "I am reading the latest Dune trilogy at the moment."
Hmm.
Cool.
I have not read any of them. Um, People keep telling me to read Dune and Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. People have been telling me to read both for 2 decades.
Yeah.
Just haven't gotten around to it because I buy too many books. So I need
Yeah.
to.
Need to finish up uh the X-Wing books. Those are so good.
Yeah, I've done 4. So I'm about to start the Wraith Squadron.
Yay! Love the race. Gosh, Biggles, you are redeeming yourself. You love Dragonland. For fuck. See, you need to be like that more often. Not be a hater of soccer. Hmm. Timon says Iran would not be easy for a good team, so it will be really hard for the US. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so like a good team would have trouble. Um, oh, oh my gosh, Matt Wilkes says if they put Dune in penthouse letters, you'd read it. Steve, Jeannie
I didn't know they had them in penthouse letters. How do you know this, Mr. Wilkins?
Mac.
How deeply involved are you in this franchise?
uh, well, we did say that people were confessing their sins earlier.
Well,
My goodness. I think it's a sad situation where I want my country to lose. I wanted them to lose before, but then I was informed I was a traitor. So I was kind of saying, okay, fine, I'll root for my country. And then
well,
they friggin'
you
act.
ceased to be a traitor when they altered their own flag.
Hmm.
If they don't respect their own flag, uh, why should they get to represent the people who do respect their flag?
The, there was no flaw in that logic. Where's the lie? Biggle says, I end up listening to Lord of the Rings over again. Good choice. Good choice.
The Lord of the Rings will never be go out of fashion.
Mm-mm. Nope. I can go maybe even 10 years without reading them again, but whenever I pick them up, I mean, they're just so good. So well written. Oh boy. So we're the last game of the match of the day.
Uh, well, there's isn't it the U.S. versus Iran and England versus Wales?
Oh, okay. Are they being played at the same time? I hope not, because I want to watch both of them. I
Uh,
hope they, yeah.
no, they're being played at the same time, I think,
Ah, fudge.
because
Oh.
it's the last round in that group. So
Oh.
so they can't play them at different times because let's say England and Wales have a result that favors Iran, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Iran only needs 1 point to get through. They could just put everyone in defense and just go for 0-0 since they already know the previous result.
Oh.
So
Okay.
the last the last group match round, basically they play at the same time.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Matt's now trolling you. I never cared for the World Cup. Does Steeg?
Yes, I do.
Hmm. The only cup Steeg cares about comes with two girls, I believe.
Well, that's a dirty thing to say, Wilkins. Quite dirty. Don't look that up, Teresa. Never look that up.
Uh,
Like,
okay.
really don't.
At first, I thought it had to do with a bra, like cup size. No.
No,
Oh.
it
Oh.
has to do with two girls putting something in a cup.
Oh. I have no idea what that even means. Okay, I won't Google it. My Google history is already screwed up as it
Don't,
is.
don't, don't.
Yeah. Biggle says, let's put it this way: if you want the U.S. to win a sport that U.S. doesn't really care about, that's why we call it soccer. You're just being fake. I think I see what you mean because, yeah, we don't. We're the only country that doesn't care about football, and that makes us ridiculous.
Well, you're still supposed to support your own country in a World Cup, even if they're shit. Because when they're shit, that's when they need the supporters most. But when they keep pissing on their own flag like this, you know,
Yeah, they don't deserve our support.
no.
If they won't support us, we won't support them. Timon says, if Warner Brothers ever remake the Lord of the Rings trilogy, they should make it as an old style animation. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think they should just leave it alone. Because
I
if they
think
ever, sorry,
since they since Peter Jackson kind of got it right, leave it at that because I don't think anyone will top it. You know?
yeah, and I think the only way they would ever remake it is if they want to remake it in their own image, like the Rings of Power, make it
Yeah,
part of their own, like trying to con people into thinking it's a multiverse.
yeah. Mary is going to be a female, and you know,
Yeah, Frodo and Sam would definitely be gay for a gay couple, and what do they always try to say that Rose was just Sam's beard when Tolkien himself said that the great love story of Lord of the Rings is Sam and
I bet you if they make
Rosie.
Sam and Frodo gay, they're gonna at least keep the share the load line.
Oh, Chrisanne says never look that up. Never. I will take that advice. Matt says that cup joke was funny as crap, Steak, and you know it.
No, no, that's it was a it was a third rate video.
Oh, oh. I think that gave me a hint. Philip says, why isn't anyone covering the World Tumbling Championship? Hey, it's not just that. And everyone else is. Timon says they remade Ben Hur. Nothing is safe. Steve Kenobi. True.
Technically not a remake though, because it's based on a historical figure.
True.
But yeah, I know what he's getting at, and nothing is safe. And I know Disney has been aching to remake the Star Wars trilogies Lucas made.
They're getting there.
They're kind of already remaking it because they're changing everything around them to alter people's views on the two trilogies.
Yeah. With the Andor and the Rogue One being the ones about the Death Star plans.
Yeah, so they have that messing with the OT as you know the Kenobi show as well, and
Mm-hmm.
that Rebels animated show.
Yeah. They're definitely they want to make Leia the main character of it and not Luke.
Yeah, and it's gonna be Leia and Ahsoka.
Ugh. Ahsoka.
That
I,
that's a thing I've noticed that Filoni has been doing from day one in order to kind of validate his own characters. He always puts them next to one of the characters Lucas made, and slowly make that character integral to that Lucas character's life.
yeah. There was a time I liked Ahsoka, but they should have left it where she left the Jedi Order and we assumed that she died during Order 66.
Yeah, and I mean he attached a lot of his own characters to Boba Fett now, because Boba
And
Fett's a popular Star Wars character, so he has Filoni flies around him, and Ahsoka and Baby Yoda are now attached to Luke
mhm.
or linked to him, kind of.
Yeah, and they're linking more importantly Baby Yoda to Ahsoka because Baby Yoda saves Star Wars. That Baby Yoda is everything. Everyone I talk to that still gives a crap about any of this, it's Baby Yoda. Everything's Baby Yoda.
Yeah,
So that's the new generation of so-called Star Wars. It's absurd. Well, they also Darth Maul. They had her kick Darth Maul's ass.
yeah. An armed Darth Maul versus an unarmed teenage Padawan girl, and she kicks his ass. That
Mm-hmm.
means Darth Maul's threat level as a villain is down to zero.
Freaking ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, they did a comic apparently now where what's her name, Kira from the Han Solo movie, the one played
Yeah,
by
Khaleesi.
Yeah, from Game of Thrones. She apparently beat Palpatine in a duel in a new canon comic. So
What?
yeah,
Okay, Matt Wilkins says Filoni may as well make an episode called Leia, Ahsoka, and a Cup. Essentially the same shitty stories.
yeah,
Thank
exactly.
you for editing yourself. I like that. Thank you. Unlike other people, um, but then I actually said it, so that makes me a hip. Wait, he edited it, and then I said it. Oh my gosh, I just invalidated my own point.
So editing is kind of pointless
Yeah,
because you see right through it.
yeah. Crescent says, "I'm so done with the." Timon's amused. I'm so done with these overpowered female characters in fiction. Yeah. Well, and not only are they overpowered, they're assholes.
Well, overpowered is not always bad if you can explain how they got the power, because that would actually be an interesting story, how someone becomes that powerful, right? But they just skip it. They just go to, yeah, you're already level 20 out of 20
Yeah.
because you're a woman,
Yeah.
and women have to look up to that. Like, so the female audience are looking up to someone who never trained or worked at anything, that just gets it handed to them. What's that
Yeah.
gonna tell young girls? That, yeah, expect everything to be handed to you.
Participation trophy.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, look at Sarah Connor. She started off as a waitress,
yeah.
and by the second movie she has trained and worked hard. She's basically a kick-ass soldier in the second movie.
Yeah. I think a good example of what you said about an overpowered woman where there's an explanation would be the bionic woman.
Yeah, and Red Sonja,
Mm,
who she is a Mary Sue. She's Mary Sue Ground Zero,
yeah.
but it was designed to be, you
Yeah.
know. But she basically, her family gets killed and she gets violated, and she walks out into the dark and prays to a goddess to give her the means to take revenge or something, and she
Mhm.
becomes overpowered because the goddess actually listens. However, she can only sleep with someone if the person beats her in combat,
Hmm.
which means all the guys want Red Sonja, but they can't have her, right? So that's a Mary Sue trait as well. Everyone's interested in her, right?
Yeah.
But
Well,
in that franchise, though, or whatever, it was done for fun.
yeah, and it's part of the sword and sorcery genre. It's a different subset.
Yeah,
There's certain types of characters, certain types of adventures that they're having. It's not fantasy. Well, it
yeah,
is
and
fantasy, but it's not
yeah,
fantasy.
it's like fantasy's, you know, cousin.
Yeah.
But at least in Red Sonja, they explained how she got powerful.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. Didn't make them unsufferable.
no,
Well, to slip over once again to what they did to Galadriel in the Rings of Power, she was super powerful.
yeah, with
And but
magic,
yeah, and but they didn't show that part of her. They didn't show the powerful part of her. They stripped her of all those powers and magic powers, and well, and just the whole of what she was, because she saw the light of the trees, all that stuff. So they stripped her of her power to make her good at sword fighting. Oh
it's
yeah.
kind of like uh, they took away her women powers and gave her manpower.
Hmm. Exactly. And what is that
And
supposed to
what
say?
signal does? Yeah,
Yeah, as you said, what signal is that giving young ladies? You're only worth something if you try to mimic being a man.
I mean, imagine Aragorn fighting Galadriel. She's using magic. He's using a sword. He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
No chance whatsoever.
Yeah. Uh, Timon, good point. Also, bad casting hurts the story as well. A 50-pound soaking wet model can have all the training in the world. She is not kicking any 300-pound dude into submission. Correct.
Yeah. I would like to point out though the lady who plays Galadriel. I saw her in an artsy, weird psychological thriller horror movie called Saint Maud. She was excellent in it, so she is a good actress.
Huh?
But with the lines and stuff she's given in the Lord of the Rings show, it's nobody would look like a superb actor when delivering lines like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the guy who plays Celebrimbor, he was in Downton Abbey. Um, it, it you just can't pull it off. And Ned's, I keep calling him Ned Stark, young Ned Stark, same thing.
Yeah, the guy who plays Elrond.
Yeah, fake
He,
Elrond.
he would have been superb as Shay Umsford if they did a sort of Shannara movie,
Mm-hmm. A proper one.
because he looks like a half elf, doesn't he?
Yeah, precisely. And he's young enough to be
Yeah.
Shay. Um, yeah, it's unfortunate that that's just the way they go. And to give a little anecdote about women and weight, all that versus men. I mean, some of my clientele are 12 and 13-year-old boys, and they can lift, move, do all sorts of things twice what I can do. So I'm minding my own business, and they're not even fully grown, and they're already stronger, bigger, heavier. Um, so because sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, let me get it," and I'm like, "No, it's okay," and then they'll lift it up. So it's just biology. Same thing with my nephew. It's just they're so the idea. I couldn't even, let me phrase it this way: I couldn't beat up a 12-year-old, a 13-year-old boy. They would, because they're that much stronger and got more mass than I do. So how the hell can that happen with trained warriors like Aragorn? Like, imagine if they'd have tried to have Galadriel sword fight Aragorn.
Well, look at Ahsoka. She kick flipped, I guess, Maul
Mm-hmm.
10 feet through the air through a window,
Yeah, that's right.
and she's what, like 16 at the time, and she looks like a noodle.
Yeah, and
And
even with force power, because he had force power, so they couldn't say, well, she had the force and he didn't. He had the force power. He had the dark side.
yeah, and he was basically born and bred to kill Jedi. You know.
Yeah. So it's just absurd. Okay, now this is funny because at the beginning of the stream, when I was, to bring it full circle, when I was talking about walking out, when's it appropriate to walk out, I said one way I have used in the past is, I'm like, oh, I'm getting a text from my mom. Oh, I gotta go. Uh, and it worried me because I said, oh gosh, the people that have had me say that, but it's actually usually true. 99.9% of the time it's true. So this is going to sound awful. I just got a text from my sister.
Yeah.
It's not me trying to walk away. That's a long way of me saying that. I did get a text with my sister because the match is going to be starting in a little more than an hour, and I guess they're wanting to get snacks and all sorts of stuff, and so I am going to be wrapping this up so that I can be ready for the match in an hour. What's going on, Steve? What you got happening?
Top 10 stream with Mara. We're doing it tonight or tomorrow. She has been having internet problems. Her internet disconnects or something like that.
Mhm.
So she's getting like a landline thing tomorrow.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. It's happening tonight at 8 Eastern, or tomorrow at 8 Eastern.
Okay. Stay tuned to Stieg and Mara's Twitter. Also, make sure you are subscribed to Jade Shadow. If one of my mods could put her link into the chat, I would appreciate that. Chrisant says, "Uh-oh. Sure, it's a real text. It really is. So help me. It's so help me. It is a real text because I like said, I'm the person right now that gets stuff for my sister, so we're gonna be enjoying the match together with like an old fashioned. Gosh darn it! The way things would be. It needs to be the summer for the World Cup. It's kind of hard, but you can still get a little bit of that feeling, that summer feeling. When does Mara not have an internet? I know. Well, hopefully, whatever she's doing will fix that. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Biggles. Please do subscribe to Mara. She has great content. I think she also has a few more rants about Rings of Heart because those guys can't shut up. And who knows? Maybe they know what they're doing. Maybe this is part of that fan baiting strategy I talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, that they're depending on us to talk about it. So they deliberately say inflammatory things. So perhaps we're walking right into their trap. But what a bunch of Egypts. I mean, have some dignity, people. And yeah, well, whatever. Well, stay tuned to my channel. I believe I will be on stream tomorrow night. It's not at the same. It's after the Mara Jade Steak when it's going to be happening. So stay tuned. Also, we have Elves of Shannara. Oh my gosh!
Elfstones, even.
Yeah, the Elfstones, not the elves. The Elfstones of Shannara this Saturday morning at the usual time. And I'm working on a few standalone videos. I do like to share the things I research, so stay tuned. Please like, share, and subscribe. Watch the World Cup. It's fun, even when your team sucks.
Start reading Dragonlance.
Yes, start reading Dragonlance.
It's a perfectly excellent alternative to the Star Wars EU, really.
Yep. So there you go. If you're wanting something that's just as entertaining, just as all encompassing, and will probably take the next 10 years of your life to read in a good way, go ahead. Yes, Chrisanth, thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. Have a great day later. Later, Gator says Zakrot. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We had Chrisanth, we had Biggles, we had Timon, we had Wilkins, we had loads of people. We had Genevieve, Sultan Al Fahim. We had the doggy Woof 3000 who needs some hugs. I think I said Chrysanth. If I miss anyone, I sincerely apologize. I appreciate you all, and best chat ever. You all are great, and make sure to have a great day, and be certain to not F around with other people's flags.